I got a bit excited, so I'm gonna try to draw the next one. I do not know how to draw, but I'll do my best. Well, practice makes perfect. Maybe one day I will also be able to draw. And no matter what I'm gonna end up doing, resin being one of them, knowing how to draw will get you far in any type of arts, at least that's my opinion. So, oops. What I feel like I'm gonna be doing, just to make my life a bit easier, is to take the actual bookmark, and give it just a line up. Oops. Completely moved, didn't I? Jesus. Well, working with what we're working with. It doesn't really matter, does it? If it has a proper corners. Oh, the whole thing moves. Shoot. That's not gonna do. Yeah, the whole camera shakes. Jesus. Needs to be fixed. Tighten up a bit of the screws. Hopefully that will work. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is speeding up the whole thing. I do not know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. If it doesn't turn into speed up version, this means I did not figure it out. So what I want to do is to get most of these parts which has a bit of blue to it and make it like shorter, not shorter, less thick, because right now it is far exceeding the capacity of the thing. It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I'm gonna try to look through all of them and see if I can find parts of it that are salvageable for this. I feel like this looks pretty nice for what it is. I do not know how to remove like the pollen part, and also in order to bring up the shine and stuff, I cannot cover it with color. I'm guessing it has to be transparent. So what I'm thinking is I'll need to work in reverse. I'll need to put the actual stones upside down towards the bottom so that they will be unchanged by the outside stuff, so not have a little piece of resin or a little piece of something floating around in the air land on here, because it will end up. This one is beautiful though. I need to work in reverse, fill it fully with transparent, and then let it sit for a bit. And then for next one, go with a little bit of color here, and then hopefully make it go into transparent. I do not know yet how to do it, but my first issue is these stones and how to make them much thinner than they are at the moment, because it might completely destroy the stone. Maybe if I chip it really easily, it will be fine. But this is gorgeous color, and hopefully I can make something similar to this. Even though I do not think I particularly have the same type of mica. Probably need to mix something up with two of these or something like that, especially with this purple. Maybe I can make purple, or have something that's going to be complete difference. Maybe something with shine on white, something like that. Have yet to figure it out. So I decided to do and approach it differently, because it seems like chipping away at the sides will be almost impossible. So I have a different mold. Ow, something just stuck into my eye. I have a different mold. It is a bit thicker, so even this one, which is pretty big and sticking out, it is shorter than the original one, so I'll need to play in terms of that. Otherwise it will look a bit too stumpy. So this one, it has a much thicker thing, so it is possible to completely cover it up. So I'm just gonna rearrange everything in here just to make sure this could look semi-cohesive. I prefer the way I made it into this one. It did look more organic. This not the worst thing, especially once I fill in these gaps with the little pieces that are right over here. But also what I have to watch out for is the fact that they will be upside down, so that will need to be taken into account of. But you know, it's experiment. We just trying to do what we can figure it out. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to go with it this way. Oh, Jesus. It is quite covered in a bunch of crap, doesn't it? Ugh. Yeah, I don't want to get that into the bookmark, especially since I'm so bloody excited about this one. I think it might come out pretty nice. If only I can, let me see if I can figure out. I have no clue how much resin this thing requires. So well, since I'm only doing one layer right now, it's probably better to just under mix than over mix. It is quite dirty, but you know, it's quite satisfying to just get rid of each and one of them. I'm thinking I'll try to get just to the 10, so halfy. Let's see if that's gonna work. already overpoured, but I'm gonna try to make that work. Now my hands are covered in resin, but it is what it is. Oof, what a nasty feeling, not gonna lie. And also, probably easier for me to have a silicone thingy underneath it where this is gonna go. So I'll be safe than sorry. Come here, boom. Okay, mixing resin. From what I understood, the more I mixed resin and with the same consistency, like the movement, the less chance that the resin is gonna have bubbles in it. But at the same time, once I stop mixing it, the bubbles kind of disappear by themselves. I don't know if it's better for me to just lay a layer of transparent first and then put the stones, or just put the stones and then put the transparent layer, because I don't know how that would work, if they're gonna be coated in resin or not. I feel it to be safe, put the layer first and then put the stones in, especially for the evency sake. From what I remember, on the instruction it says for a few minutes, but I never do that, and I guess that's one of the reasons why it looks so shit sometimes. Well, I'm not gonna add any color right now because, as I said, just on one layer we're gonna make, in case it's gonna be too much for the first layer. So I'm gonna fill in this one with something, I think, and I'm just gonna use a random color. All of a sudden, here is a nice dark blue mica. It's really dark, to be honest, but I think it will look kind of nice. But this time I'm gonna underdo it and overdo it. Oops, touching the camera with my brush. If anyone have any advice on how to properly set up the camera and anything in terms of lighting, sound, I will greatly appreciate it. As I said, I'm a complete beginner of not just resin, but also filming and entertainment to a degree. And I want to make sure that it is as enjoyable as possible. And I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to be criticized, I'm ready to be read for filth. And it's perfectly fine, that's a part of a journey, and as long as it means that I will improve and the quality will be better, and that's about it, honestly. It's simple as that. Okay, let's hope that the resin is good enough. So the first layer, gonna go over here. Okay, less is more, stop it. Okay, please don't. Ah, it still has some mica on it, shit. Fuck. Okay, don't panic. It's just resin. Oops, some mica still ended up being on the corner. Shit. Well, I'll put it closer to the bottom so that it will be less noticeable amongst all the stones and stuff. Something that I'm thinking is that to cover up all the holes, it's probably better for me to have a layer of just the... Oops, Jesus. The thing is open, bruh. Okay, so no panicking, just figuring it out as I go. Is there a hole in there? Shit. Oh no, just dropped some into the other one, and I need to take that one out of the thing. Okay, all the corners, and you move over here, please. Thank you. So are you, even though it is a really nice and organic way of having some at the top, I don't think I will actually go with this unless I'm gonna pick up a few of them just to create a base, because there is quite a lot of holes at the thing. Wait a second. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna try to create an even-ish landscape for the stones. Doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be just a little bit, I think, semi-organic. I don't think there's enough resin to support the whole thing. And now I'm gonna try to, kind of the way it is on the side, it's really nice. So I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna place it, let's say like here. That is better, I think. Oops, I think this should be on the blue. Let's see, I cannot see any on the side, so I'm guessing the blue is underneath. I'm gonna grab this one. Maybe I can place it somewhere over here. That's not the blue one. Oh my god, I'm so excited to see how it's gonna be on the other side. Maybe this way. I want to make it look in the most organic way possible. The way the stones are, nature just kind of wings it. Not actually true, but they have a look to them, random in the way it's created. It looks purposeful. I mean, that's what I'm hoping to make. Okay, right now it kind of looks like it's not. This one. This is really hard working with something when you do not actually see what's happening. I need to figure out how to make sure that every little inch is covered. Otherwise, there's going to be quite a lot of holes and gaps. Let me see if I can move this one a bit to the side. I'm starting to whisper because I worry so much how it's gonna turn out. Because I've been thinking on this idea for a while. I don't think I've seen anything similar to this. I'm sure there's people who do the same thing, but with actual resin parts. I don't know how natural the stone I got it off Chinese website, you know. It was like $5. Still, it is decent, so I would imagine it should be quite nice, the effect of it. as long as it doesn't get into some form of issue with the actual resin. Oh my god, everything is covered in it now. Oh no. There's a little bit of stuff over here, so I feel like just for the sake of it, just to make it feel more organic, I'm gonna put some. Well, originally that was the case, but not this far. But I guess we're gonna change the plan just a little bit. Oh, the whole thing moved. I didn't realize that. It's just me, or is my camera moving? Oops, I got so excited for the thing. I completely forgot that I was filming. I need to actually make sure that there's some quality to what I do. I feel like this is not the worst thing that could have happened until I see what it actually looks like on the other side. I think this is decent enough. It doesn't look that good on this side. Okay, I'm gonna say stop to this for now and just gonna fill in the gaps. Well, this is done. I'm just gonna finish with this. It's gonna settle for a while. And for now, I'm just gonna mix up this. Oh, it has almost no bubbles in it. That's nice. I'm gonna mix the whole thing with translucent, I'll say. It has a little bit of undercolor to it. I haven't checked which one, but we're just going with the flow. You never know how it's gonna end up, and I'm excited for that. I love the element of randomness. I love to not know what's gonna happen. It is honestly amazing. I just like to try stuff. I usually never look at tutorials. I never look at anything. I just go with the flow. I go with my gut. How often doesn't work? Debatable. But am I doing what I can? I believe I do. I think I'm gonna pour in quite a lot, and just as a base, if there is still more Oop! Jesus! And I'm gonna use this one. There's still some, so I think it's gonna be just enough. Oops. It's gonna be just enough to fill in the crystal, I'm guessing. If not less, so... Come on, brother. Shit. Not enough. Scrape. Come on, we can do it. Don't be ridiculous. There's no way I underestimated how much resin I need. No way. What are you talking about? Not like eyeballing will not help. Who would have thought? I'm just gonna scrape one by one and see how much of it I can actually... We'll see how that's gonna go. Come on, brother. This is the first time I actually underdone the amount of resin I need. And just for funsies, well, I'm thinking I'm gonna take a toothpick. I'm just gonna do like dabs. What it's gonna do? I have no clue. But I just decided to do it. Probably just mix the color. And if it did that, well, then I'm gonna find out. Okay, I'll come back to this once it toughens up a bit. So it's been a day. The bottom transparent layer is settled down. Stones are in place, I'm hoping at least. I'm mixing in a new layer of transparent one, and what I'm gonna do is use this particular thing and have 3 colors mixed in. White with some iridescent in it, purple and blue. And since I mixed quite a lot of resin for this one bookmark, I also want to have a little experiment with these colors as it without the stones. So what I'm thinking of doing first is to see if there's going to be a difference between pouring a little bit of transparent first, letting it settle, and then pouring in the color, or just pouring in the color, aka the 3 colors in this thing. I do not know how it will work, but I am excited to find out. In the past, I experimented a little bit with acrylic pours. I want to see if such a similar effect is possible with the resin, to have a similar effect. It's not as liquid as acrylic needed for the pour, so I don't think it's gonna go that way, but if anything, I'm just gonna go in with a stick or something of that sort. Well, this one settles down so we can pour in. So I have this purple and I have this blue. It's a similar colors to what the base of the crystals are. At least I'm hoping that it is. And I'm gonna try to eyeball the transparent into it. Hopefully it comes out okay. I am not advanced user of resin or crafts, even as is. I want to think of an idea of what to talk about while I'm making this, because at the end of the day, if you do decide to stick around, you want to be entertained. In the end of the day, this is the world we live in. We want to be entertained. So I'm thinking of what to introduce as a part of this, since I cannot teach a technique or talk about solely my experience within the arts as much as I want to. This is not my place. I'm just a beginner who's trying to find their way and doing it through thick and thin, you can say. So if you have an idea of what else to talk about, because thinking and talking just about how social media and how the whole social environment that we live in of success and failures, really visible success and failures, it can get a bit depressing, but it is topics that has to be talked about, especially for people like I am, who is in a way just starting their life, but yet have so many expectations on them from anyone, to be quite honest. No matter who, there are always going to be people who think that we already must do this and that. I'm gonna make probably another set of resin, I'm guessing. You know what? How about we mix a little bit? No, I'm getting greedy. Of this one. I'm just gonna go like this. It looks a little bit like toothpaste. I'm not gonna give it a swirl or anything after it settles. I wanna see how it's gonna come out without any interference from me. What I was saying is that young adults like I am, who wants to hopefully put their career and put their whole life up front for the sake of pursuing arts, are always being misjudged and always being misunderstood from parts of population who prefer stability and more serious jobs, the jobs that make more sense in a startup society, while artistic souls like I am, and hopefully someone else who's going through the same, cannot truly understand why we're being looked down upon. Well, the only thing we're hoping to do is to be happy in the activity we do, because the whole world shouldn't be run by money, yet many pushing it to be run solely by money. We're kind of forgetting sometimes that the point of life is just to live and not to chase a sale, build a strong family just to show that you build a family, just to show your parents that you build a family, just to make them proud. I feel like we all just need to make yourself proud first. And the way to make yourself proud is to pursue the dreams that you overlooked for the sake of stability and for the sake of being not looked down by the society of the way it is. As much as it's a hard path and it's exhausting and scary, it's something that has to be done for the sake of our own sanities as humans in a way. Because at the end of the day, what's the point if we're not enjoying our time in here? What's the point of chasing all this? Because for some, family, kids is something that they want to do, but at the same time, do you really want to give life to this planet which we slowly destroyed at this point? I don't think there's going to be many generations afterwards who's going to see the world in its authentic beauty that we went through, the one that we still can enjoy right now. Yet so many insist on continuation just for the sake of seeing a little copy of them and feeling so proud. It's selfish. At least that's my opinion. I have a different opinion than many. And if anything, the way to go forward is having a little adoption, taking care of a child who's been robbed from a happy future. What I'm trying to say is pursuing what you actually love would be the most beneficial for some, that's for sure. As long as you are not corrupted by the ideas that were given to you by others, that you must do this, must do that. But for some reason we live in a world that you own something to someone, and I don't want to sign up for that. For now I want to live selfishly, figure out my way and building myself as a person. That's the reason for trying to start this journey of this, whatever this is, and it's my way of going through it. Some people do a lot of soul searching, a lot of people do it on their own, silently. This little adventure that I'm going for with you is gonna go public, yes, of course, but I doubt it's gonna reach many. It's gonna be more than just my little diary of my own changes and just figuring out the way the world works, because none of us know what we're doing. And even right now, everything I'm saying is most likely you'll know everything about that. I'm not saying anything new, and it's to a degree nice to hope that we have similar values and similar understanding the world. And if we're not, I'm happy to discuss it. Grow all together as humans and not be fighting all the time. Fighting will never get us anywhere, to only destroy while we can create. Mixing a little bit more color. Hopefully this one's settled down. I wonder if it's a bit too early for me to pour in this one, but maybe it's not. I wonder if it'll work. At least the way I envision it, because mostly this came out of nowhere. Just me trying to see what I can do. And I wonder if I already can try to do a little swirl on something. Just a little bit over. Something like this, just to give it some dimension and some of the way that they're connecting, because I think it will still change as it settles. Okay, less is more. I'm gonna give it a moment more and not put it in just yet, I'm gonna demold this one, the one that we made while making this one. Hopefully this can be sent down because this is too much. Yeah, this is a mess. Not like too bad, but it is kind of messy. It did not do exactly what I wanted. Not at all, to be quite honest. I feel like I put way too much green mica on top of it, and that's why it comes out almost fully covered. Need to rethink about this strategy. Okay, let me just move this one. Okay, that's come out much more gold heavy than I hoped. But we have what we have, and it's okay. I'm gonna do that, and probably gonna take toothpick and just do, let's say, a swirl. Pretty messed up, but it's okay. We're just trying stuff out. I still have plenty of resin, so I'm gonna pour it once again into the mold without covering anything in mica this time, just to see if I can even cover the whole thing. Oh, how about we make a snake? Actually, why not? Come here. This is my little, oops, my snake mold, which I use to make embeds like this. Just gonna push it forward so that it goes in straight away and not like gold forward. Okay. Come on. Zero control over the spore, 100%. I always underdid the tails, so hopefully it'll come out pretty nice. God, I'm excited. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna do this as a dump mold. I'm just gonna pour in, and next time we're just gonna pour in something else. I'm just gonna see how that's gonna go. If anyone have tips in terms of how to clean resin off the surfaces and off the hands and stuff like that, I would greatly appreciate it, because I'm still struggling with this. Okay, I'm just gonna try to remove this excess resin of the snake. Next time I'm gonna undo them. So I'm excited to see what's come out of it. I don't know if it actually went well. I can see bubbles right in the middle of it, so that's not great, but hopefully it come out decent enough and it will give me, oh, it's actually fully covered in bubbles. Need to figure out a new way of mixing. Okay, that's actually not the worst. Yeah, it's fully covered in bubbles. It's really thick. Hopefully I can sand it down. And I should have went with a darker shade of blue underneath. And it seems like some of the stones, I've put them the wrong way, but the one that I really liked, they stayed away. Honestly, it's not the worst thing that I've ever seen. It's really simple. I should have gone with much darker shade of blue. I guess that purple and yellow kind of mixed all together. Well, it is what it is. But honestly, I like it. It's not perfect and it's really thick for Bookmark, but at least it's cute. Oop, it's actually not that well cured. Maybe it will cure up a bit more. The layer is really thick. I don't know how well it is for Bookmark, but maybe I can sand it down. For this ones, if I remember, this one had a layer of clear first, and then it had all of them mixed up. Let's see if it came out okay or not. Oh, this one is really soft in it. Okay, wait. Okay, that's actually kind of cute. It's not perfect, that's for sure. None of them will be for a really long time, but it's kind of decent enough. It is pretty bendable, so I guess I did eyeball it pretty badly at some point, but it's okay. And this one, it looks like it mixed up all the colors together. I think I need to wait a bit more before, like when it's a bit more thick, otherwise it just mixes all together. Well, it has its charms. Not amazing, but I think it's workable. I need to figure out a good ratio, but I kind of like this. This one it has potential, I think. Once I figure out how to not have this many bubbles, Jesus Christ, maybe that's a selling point. But I kind of like it. This one's kind of look like a bird. And there is only one thing of the leftover resin, so I'll make a little snake. It's cute. Maybe I'll use it for the next bookmark. But I kind of like despite the fact that it's thick with 3 C's, has shit ton of bubbles, the color is wrong, and it's still bendable. I like the idea. It's has a story. It's 3-dimensional. I like it. Oh, there's a giant hole right in the middle. But beside that, I'm kind of happy with the result of what this one came out to. Thank you, and I'll see you next one.